morning and welcome to News Up North.
The teachers wanted to do something, so this year they set up the game of games.
I think it was Spanish.
Right there.
And the second being how the pandemic affected local businesses.
Okay, so the first one is, how's the pandemic affected financial circumstances?
Good morning and welcome to News Up North. I'm Nick Ankeny and I'm here with Logan Monham.
Today we will be addressing two topics. The first highlighting our BPA involvement in our community, and the second being how the pandemic affected local businesses.
For this year, we had a different experience when it came to the events that the staff put on our school compared to last year. In the usual years, before we leave for Christmas break, the teachers set up a talent show.
Because of COVID restrictions and our school going to distance learning, we were not able to do that. The teachers wanted to do something, so this year they set up the game of games.
In this game of games, hosted by the TikTok phenomenon Mr. Lentz and made up by Miss Gruber, the teachers played many exciting games that resembled Ellen's game of games.
Our job in this project was to film and produce a video to entertain the students in their last few hours before the break. The game of games consisted of 4 segments.
The first segment was that the teachers had to play a modified game of telephone where the listener had loud music playing and they had to try to interpret something that was said.
Can you dial the sour? Avocados are sour?
The second segment was that the teachers had to try and guess what was in their mouth, with their hands tied behind their back and their teammates tied to their back as well.
Pass. I don't know what that is. What?
The third segment was Dizzy Dasher. 2 teachers were picked, being Mr. Johnson and Mr. Viss. They both were spun in an office chair by 2 people until stopped. Once stopped, they were asked a question and then sprinted to a dodgeball across the room. Once that person had the dodgeball, he has to answer the question.
The fourth segment was called Musical Chairs. There were 4 teachers that were blindfolded and asked to dance with a resemblance of a holiday figure. They danced until the song stopped, and then people from the audience placed markers or chairs for the dancers to find. The winners moved on to the final round, in which you have to answer trivia to stay alive. The executive orders placed on bars and restaurants started with the preparedness plan requirements, which limited social gatherings, required everyone to wear a mask, urged people of higher risk to stay home, and work from home if you can.
The preparedness plan also highlighted the fact that restaurants had to have some sort of delivery service. They could have outside consumption but not indoor. Many restaurants were closed due to the pandemic. Because of this, we chose to interview the owner of Lakeside Steak and Chop House here in Glenwood, Jill Salmonson. Here's what she had to say.
Hi, I'm sitting down with Jill Salmonson at Lakeside. We have some questions we're going to ask her today.
Okay, hi. How are you?
Good, how about you?
I'm good, thank you.
So the first one is, how's the pandemic affected financial circumstances?
The pandemic has really hurt us deeply. If you look and see from January of 2020 to right now, so when you do the math on it, I think what are we about $800,000 down for booking. Well, when they first opened us up, we could only do outside dining. Our takeout